Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing really well. Today I got a haul video for you guys. 5 different fragrances that I'm gonna be giving first impressions on. Haven't smelled any of these fragrances, so going into it completely blind. We got a lot of different things here today. We've got 3 clone fragrances, so we're gonna see how good those are. We've got a limited edition Joop fragrance, and then we've got a Prada Olfactories fragrance, which is Prada's private line, and the first one of that I've smelled. Lots to talk about. Let's do this. I got all these fragrances from fragrancebuy.ca. In case you're unaware of them, they're a great discounter for niche fragrances, for designer fragrances, and I have a link in the description to their website. Make sure to check them out. And they wanted me to let you guys know that they have some Ultra Red coming in stock from Paco Rabanne. I think it's around the 25th of March that they're supposed to get those in stock. If you're watching this in the future, sorry, but around the 25th. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I did a video on Ultra Red where I was able to pick that up and really loved it. And for the price that I got it at, around 45, 50 bucks, it was awesome. That being said, sold out really quickly, and then people on eBay started jacking those prices up like crazy. Don't pay those jacked up prices. If you still want that fragrance, go ahead and go to the Ultra Red page on fragrancebuy.ca, put in your email address, it'll let you know when it comes in stock and you can pick one up at a normal price. They also have Dior Homme Eau there, in case anybody's interested in that. That is, of course, a discontinued flanker in the Dior Homme line, which is awesome for spring. Really good. Huge bummer they discontinued it. So if you're like me and you like discontinued stuff, you can check that out too. All right, let me show you guys the fragrances that we're working with here today. Got 5, like I said. We've got Ministry of Oud Satin. Now, they didn't really try too hard to name this one, did they? It's a clone of Maison Francis Kurkdjian Oud Satin Mood. So they just took the mood out and they were like, that's good enough, right? And then we've got Art and Parfum Enigma Bois Noir. Now, a lot of you out there are gonna be like, I don't know what that is. Enigma, maybe Creation-y. This is from Art and Parfum, which is apparently Rasasi. So this is like their affordable brand or line. So we'll see if that's any good. We've got this one right here. The most obvious knockoff of all time, Oud for Glory by Lattafa Parfum. That is just, and then Joop Red King and Prada Purple Rain. Any fans of Prince out there? So let's start getting into these. I'll just do the Prada first because this is a tester box. And I really, don't care about this tester box. Tester? Get out of here. That box got yeeted. Now, the bottle looks good. I like it. So here it is, Prada Olfactories Purple Rain. Good looking bottle. Badge code 93361. Cap is magnetic as well. Nice. And it's tester strip time with these. I'm not gonna spray 5 different fragrances on. Sorry. Here we go. Atomizer on this is pretty good. And now I'm gonna end up wanting to collect these because the bottles look slick. This fragrance is very Prada, very Prada. So by that, I mean this is iris forward. This is an iris forward, soapy, clean fragrance. This is right at home next to fragrances like Prada Amber Pour Homme or even Prada L'Homme L'Eau, all the Prada L'Hommes. Oh, it is good though. If you like iris in the soapy, powdery sort of way, and you know how Prada does it. I mean, if you've smelled any of those fragrances that I mentioned, or Prada Infusion Dome as well, then you know. And this is right in line with all of those. Now this is just off a tester strip, like all these are gonna be, so they could be different on skin. A lot of times tester strips lie to you a little bit. They make you think a fragrance does one thing and you spray it on skin, it does another. So we'll see. As time goes, I'll wear these on my skin and maybe do a follow-up review or something. But off a tester strip, this is really, really, really nice. This is the Prada soapy fragrance taken a step higher as far as the quality goes. There's a white floral aspect to the fragrance that's fresh, a little bit sweet, gives a tiny citrus touch. And there's like a clean muskiness underneath the iris. That's great. Let's keep it moving. Next up, Enigma. Just because I'm curious. The box looks super cheap. And here's a look at that box. Enigma Bois Noir from Art and Parfum. Got the notes right here. This one produced 0519. So earlier when I said new, or I think I said new, part of Versace's cheaper line, apparently not that new. And here's a look at the bottle, just like the box, pretty cheap looking, gotta say. The bottle almost looks like an Azzaro Pour Homme bottle, only shrunken down and made wider and cheaper. This cap weighs nothing, and the atomizer has that kind of old school look to it. So if it sprays like those old school atomizers, it's just gonna do a little puff of fragrance. Let's see. That's okay. So this one, spicy woody, top of bergamot lavender apple, mid of cedar watermelon cinnamon, base of sandalwood patchouli amber. That is no breakdown. Yeah, this is kind of an Invictus type fragrance. A riveting fragrance for the man who exudes masculinity and mesmerizes with his charisma. This is Invictus, yeah. Could be Invictus Intense, but I'd have to get them out and spray them side by side because a lot of Invictus flankers are pretty similar to each other. I'm gonna just say, kind of leaning just normal Invictus. Now off a tester strip, the quality is actually not that bad. It doesn't smell like a super cheap version of Invictus. It just smells like Invictus. I'm sure side by side I can pick out a lot more differences and things like that, but it's gonna be one of those fragrances that if it smells on your skin like it does off the tester strip, people would smell it and just be like, oh, you're wearing Invictus. Nobody's gonna second guess it. And then they're gonna see this abomination of a bottle in your collection and be like, what's that? Did you get that from Dollar Tree? It looks like you got that from Dollar Tree. No, you don't understand. This is Art and Parfum. This is part of Versace. Well, let me explain. Okay, Versace, they make clones. They're a Middle Eastern brand, right? But they're a little more expensive and they have a cheaper brand. Nobody cares. It looks like a Dollar Tree fragrance. The good part about that is you wear the fragrance and not the bottle. So, hey. Let's go ahead and crack into this one right here. Oud for Glory, not to be confused with Oud for Greatness, which is very different. It's a completely different thing that they did not take inspiration from at all. Look at that presentation. That's actually not so bad as far as clone fragrances go, clone houses. Not so bad. It's a clone house. And it opens up like this, gives you a nice little window you can peek through, and there's the bottle right there. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Let me show it to you first by itself. There it is. This nice gold wraparound sticker. Got the insignia at the top. Even threw a gold plaque on the bottom for you. And it does have kind of a matte finish to it, a matte feel. It feels good in the hand. And then there's Oud for Greatness right here. I guess to be fair, they did make it taller. So there is that difference. But you can see a bit of a similarity between the two. I think. I mean, can you tell? It looks like there's a similarity. I think there is. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this one on a tester strip, and then I'll spray on Oud for Greatness on the other, so we can do a really quick side by side. Oud for Glory. Oh, that atomizer sucks. Oud for Greatness. So which is better, the Greatness or the Glory? And differences in terms of how much each bottle carries. This one is a 100 ml, and the Initio is a 90. So 10 extra mils. Off a tester strip, Oud for Greatness is better, and it's obvious. Oud for Glory has this kind of alcohol smell off a tester strip that Oud for Greatness does not have. But for science, I'm gonna spray them both on my skin. Here we go. 3 sprays. Again, atomizer on that, not good. And we'll do one there, because that one spray was about as much as these 3. Off skin, Oud for Glory is better than off a tester strip. It doesn't have as much of that kind of alcohol hit that you get initially. And they are settling in quick, and they are super similar. Yeah, that is really, really, really close. Off a tester strip, decent difference. You can tell pretty quickly which is which. Off of skin, no. Very, very, very few people are gonna be able to tell the difference. That's a good clone. That's a really good clone. There's not much else to say about that. I mean, that is close, really close. Probably one of the closest clones I have ever smelled, ever. I get it, I understand why people talk about that. Good amount of saffron, nutmeg, spiciness, warmth, that kind of oud note. It's all pretty much the same. I don't know how it dries down, if it smells the same as it dries down, but in the opening, after the first maybe minute and a half, those two fragrances are like this. I could go up to somebody right now and be like, smell this. Okay, now smell this. And they'd be like, yeah, it's the same thing. Let's keep it moving. Oud Satin, Ministry of Oud. So here it is, Oud Satin, Ministry of Oud. Now, if you have a ministry that is dedicated to oud, you better be able to do a good oud fragrance, am I right? I actually kind of like this box. I like that gold design. I just ripped the box. I put just a little pressure on it when I tried to lift it. I ripped it. Come on, Ministry of Oud. Reinforce those boxes. And here she is. Oud Satin, Ministry of Oud. Oh no, she's leaking on me. Oh no. Oh. It's leaked out from underneath the atomizer collar right here. So it's gotten onto the bottle. It's all around the cap. And then actually, yeah, you can see where it's leaked on the label as well. And it's all on the inside of the cap, all over there. So I want to be honest with you guys here. After Oud for Glory, as far as clone fragrances go, this one is on an uphill battle. I don't think I'm going to be very impressed. Yeah, it's okay. I don't care about it. So there's a good amount of violet coming through, rose as well. I'm getting more violet than anything off the tester strip. A little bit of like dustiness underneath it, like dusty, powdery sort of vanilla. Yeah, I don't love it. For me, that is not gonna be a replacement for Oud Satin Mood. Off the tester strip, it's just, I'm gonna keep moving. Joop Red King. Last but maybe not least. I've gone on a little bit of a Joop buying kick here lately because I actually found out a number of their fragrances are really solid for the price. I have never had a love affair with Joop. I didn't like the original at all. I know it's a classic, but can't stand it. And that kind of put me off from a lot of fragrances from the house, and now I'm starting to come around, so we'll see how this is. Red King Limited Edition. This one has been really hard to find in the US for quite a while. 6231, that's your batch code. And there's also another one, Black King, I believe it's called, and I want that one too. So there she is, Red King from Joop. This one has the old school style of cap. Will apocalyptic sweetness be in my future? We're gonna find out. Yeah, it's sweet, it's sweet. It has a good amount of cinnamon, like sweet cinnamon and this pepper note off the top, but more cinnamon than pepper. And then this orange blossom. And it's pretty interesting actually. It's this kind of like this silky orange blossom sitting underneath all this other sweetness. I'm gonna spray it on skin. It's still sweet, but off skin, not as sweet as off the tester strip. It's still sweet, definitely, just reined in a little tiny bit. And that red chili pepper comes out a little bit more off skin than on a tester strip. So it's kind of right there with the cinnamon, whereas off the tester strip, the cinnamon was much greater. It's pretty nice, I like it. Off the top, just immediate first impression, I don't like it as much as Ice. I don't like it as much as Wow. I do like it more than the original. And I do think it's the kind of fragrance that would grow on me, just initial impressions. But it really depends on that sweetness, because if it lingers for a long time and it's that syrupy kind of sweetness, because it is a little bit kind of cloying, then I don't know, it might end up being a like, not a love. And you can almost already pick out this faintest woodiness underneath everything else, like tonka and woods underneath everything else, which I imagine is gonna come out a lot more as it dries down. Initial first impression, I like it, don't love it, but I'm definitely going to wear it more and see how that evolves and changes. So for me, the big winners here, the big winners. This one, Oud for Glory, that is a bang on clone. That is right there with Oud for Greatness, which is crazy. And then Purple Rain. This is really good. If you like Prada soapy stuff, that is Prada soapy stuff taken to the next level. Chef's kiss. Enigma has changed a little bit. It's still Invictus, but now it's like Invictus plus watermelon? Interesting. Oud satin, not for me. And Red King. Yeah. There we go. 5 fragrances, wildly differing fragrances. Some of these really, really good, and other ones, who cares? Again, check out fragrancebuy.ca, link in the description. And if you want ultra red, put your email in there and everything. And I think they're doing a giveaway thing right now. It's right on the front page. It says like pick a frag. And you can go and vote on pictures, and then whichever pictures get the most votes, they're gonna give away fragrances from that house. You can go and read about it. There's more information on the website. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for your support. Stay safe with us. See you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.